Let us sing this song by Jack Fowler. The Hands of Grace. We are held in the hands, we are held in the hands of grace, forever safe in the arms of love. Like a child receives protection from a mother's warm embrace, we are held in the hands of grace. Let us sing it again. We are held in the hands of grace, forever safe in the arms of love. Like a child receives protection from a mother's warm embrace, we are held in the hands of grace. We are held in the hands of grace, forever safe in the arms of love. Like a child receives protection from a mother's warm embrace, we are held in the hands of grace. We are held in the hands of grace. We are held in the hands of grace.
Thank you, Deidrey. Friends, if it's comfortable, I invite you to simply relax some more deeply into your seats, become aware of your breath. Close your eyes for a moment if that feels comfortable, or just simply soften your gaze. Every time we gather together, we pause for a moment to remind ourselves that we are always connected, that we are one with the one, creative mind, unconditional love, absolute good, resides in consciousness at the point of contact, that beautiful place where God is breathing us now. I am an expression of God. I am an expression of God. Knowing this, we can release all worry, we can release all fear. We know that we don't need approval, that we don't need favor. We know that we reside as and in and with grace. We are one with the one, and we are heir to all abundance. And so with a gentle breath, we relax a little more deeply into our seats. We let the tension go. We know that there is no place we need to be. There is nothing that we need to do. We can simply reside in this stillness. In this quietness. In this silence. and be one with the one. So now we rest in the silence. And when that monkey mind starts to take over, when it starts to pull you into a direction of the material world, with a gentle breath, remind yourself, I am one with the one. I trust grace. I trust grace. In the silence. I trust grace. I trust grace. I am one with the one. I am one with the one. Because I am one with the one, I am one with faith and strength, with order and with will and with zeal and with renunciation. I am one with life. I am one with love. I trust grace. I know I am one with the one. With a gentle breath, as you are comfortable, I invite you to bring this awareness of truth back into this present moment, into this manifest world. Bring your awareness here and now, knowing that I trust grace is my constant blessing. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen.
Let us sing together. We are held in the hands of grace, forever safe in the arms of love. Like a child receives protection from a mother's warm embrace, we are held in the hands of grace. We are held in the hands of grace, forever safe in the arms of love. are held in the hands of grace, forever safe in the arms of love. Like a child receives protection from a mother's warm embrace, we are held in the hands of grace. We are held in the hands of grace. We are held in the hands of grace. And as we prepare to receive Rev Todd's message, you might know this one, and if you do, please sing along with me. But it's a song by Jennifer Farron called Life is Magic. Life is brilliant, so resilient. Life is simply infinitely magic. Open your eyes, you'll see the way to let your life be magic every day. Life is special when it's love-filled. Life is simply infinitely magic. Open your heart, you'll feel the way to let your life be magic every day. Life's a treasure, such a pleasure. Life is simply infinitely magic. Open your mind, you'll know the way to let your life be magic every day. Life is splendor, sweet surrender. Life is simply infinitely magic. Open your life, you'll find a way to let your life be magic. Let your life be magic. To let your life be magic. Let my life be magic. Let my life be magic every day.
Thank you, friend. Happy Sunday, everybody. Connecting the dots. You ever had to connect the dots? You remember those little sheets when you were maybe young and you would connect the dots and suddenly you had a picture of a jack-o'-lantern to color, or maybe a pilgrim. To connect the dots for some people online today, because if they were watching, I think it was Yvonne was reading at the time, and the camera just started going, ooh, and sliding over. The dots are that Nick isn't here today because they've been traveling, and so I'm running the cameras, and then I came back out here, and so online, if the cameras are messed up, it's because it was me. Let's connect the dots. It takes a lot of moving people and moving parts to make things happen on our services, and so I am eternally grateful for those people that are showing up and volunteering and being a part of this community and making these things happen. Not just the people that you see, but the people in the background that you don't always see, especially Kath and Susie and Nick that are always on standby. But we connect the dots. Connecting the dots, we've been reading New Thought for a New Millennium, and it's a book about the 12 powers, these 12 faculties of man. And if you're a visitor or an occasional attender, just to bring you back up to speed, each of these 12 colors represents a different faculty that we carry in consciousness. And Charles Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity, he posed this idea that when you learn how to actualize these faculties in your consciousness, then you can live from the Christ of your being. That place where I am is showing up as you. We know I am from our Hebrew scriptures. I am that I am has sent me. That's what the burning bush tells Moses. I am. And so if you remember, we had our garden of gratitude out in the foyer, and it said I am at the top, and gratitude was underneath. I am and grateful. And now we see that that's been flipped here in the sanctuary, and we have I am, and it's grateful up here, because today we're talking about this faculty of life. And life comes from the I am that is at the very center of who we are. It is the very core, the very basis of who we are. It is who we are both in consciousness. It is who we are in this physical manifest human experience. And it is who we are when we live from our divinity. And we are all divine. We are fully human. We are fully divine in potential. And so this book, in this chapter about living toward living the abundant life, as each one comes to value self and align with the spiritual expression of the life force, we add to the collective energy of life a pure vibration. Within this vibration is the seedling of a transformed world. Do I think this will happen in an instant? Not in one instant, but rather in that instant being joined to the next blessed instant, connecting with the next blessed instant, with the next and with the next and with the next. As these divine moments continue to expand, we shall experience not just an instant of love, not just a moment of peace, not just a glimpse of our aliveness, but longer and longer expanses of time in which we shall have a collective experience of love, peace, and aliveness. And so we are connecting the dots, this moment to this moment to this moment, so that we can have love, peace, and aliveness. Well, that sure sounds a lot like Advent to me, which starts next week as we move through hope and peace and joy and love. And if God is love, then is not love aliveness? And so we are living in this moment right now, when we tie it to the next moment and we connect the dots and we tie them all together, we bring them all together. And as I was thinking about connecting the dots, I remembered that I've been playing a lot of Mexican Train lately. I learned it here at game night and fell in love with it, and I had to go out and buy my own set. I got the double 15 set, a lot of tiles, but only 4 trains. That's okay, because we can use pennies and quarters. Anybody wants to play, right? So we can play Mexican Train, and it's about connecting the dots, because you have to see where things connect in this world. But you also have to know the rules. You have to know the law. The laws of living, the laws of life, the laws of consciousness. In the revealing word, Charles Fillmore wrote, "Life is divine, spiritual, and its source is God, spirit. And the river of life is within man in his spiritual consciousness. He comes into consciousness of the river of life through the quickening of spirit. He can be truly quickened with new life and vitalized in mind and body only by consciously contacting spirit. This contact is made through prayer, meditation, and good works." Prayer, meditation, and good works. That's why we start our services with prayer and meditation, so that we can fill ourselves up, so that we can be in touch with the river of life that is within us, and we can go out and we can do what? Good works. Everybody's together. Good works. We're called to do good works in the world. And we see that all those works connect. And when they connect and they connect and they connect, and we make a world that works for all, then we know peace. We know harmony. We know love. We know aliveness. I was reminded this week of Sky St. John. Do you remember Sky St. John?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, a lot of people remember Sky. I'm thrilled with that. Sky St. John was a minister, and when I became aware of Reverend Sky's works, he was at Unity of Hawaii. And this was at a time in my life where, as you all know the story, that I ran for years, and then I stumbled into a Unity church, and I was like, "Wait, this is different. This could be it." And so the further I got, and the more I felt the calling that this was where I was to be, I started looking at other Unity ministers, and so even back in the mid 2000s, Unity of Hawaii had a vibrant online ministry. And so I would watch Reverend St. John, and he has one talk. It's a skit. I haven't done one of those yet. This inspires me. I went back and watched it this week. It's a skit. It's called "The Restaurant of Life," and he portrays a French waiter. And in the restaurant of life, this is the law. Right, this is the law that we have to know. These are the rules of the game of life. The law is that you get what you order. You get what you order. So it's a wonderful skit. I encourage everyone to watch it. You get what you order, and he goes on and he talks about some people keep ordering an unfulfilling sandwich. Garçon, this is unfulfilling. Well, that's what you ordered. You ordered an unfulfilling sandwich. But sometimes we finally wake up to the truth that we are ordering an unfulfilling sandwich because we think we can't afford anything more. But he wants to remind us all in his talk that everything you could order, Charlie, has already been paid for. Because you have got the richest Father and his pockets are deep. And you can have whatever you want in this restaurant of life. I love going back and visiting that. It's so true, and it's such a fun way to remind ourselves that we can order whatever we want. And if we keep ordering the unfulfilling sandwich and just adding different condiments, it's still unfulfilling. Anybody else ever done that in life?
No, just different desserts.
Just different desserts. Okay. Yeah. But we wonder why am I not satiated? Why is life unfulfilling? We keep ordering the same thing over and over again because if we have not changed in consciousness, if we have not spiritualized our lives and we continue to just live life here in this physical manifest world, then we kind of get distracted from the truth of who we are. Cora Fillmore wrote in Christ Enthroned in Man that life is progress, attainment, mastery, and every new spiritual realization makes finer and stronger and more beautiful the texture of the soul, and it engenders the power to draw from the invisible the fulfillment of its highest ideals. We have to attain, we have to realize, we have to live in the truth of who we are. And then we can order whatever we want. But whatever we order, we get. Can you connect those dots? The life I am living right now is in direct relationship to the ideas and the thoughts that I have held. And if I want my life to be different, it starts in here, not out here. It starts in here, not out there. Often metaphysicians And just so you know, you are a metaphysician. By the very nature and nurture that you sit in a unity church, even if it's only on occasion, you're a metaphysician. Often metaphysicians are so bent on their spiritual demonstrations that they squeeze the joy and freedom out of life. You ever met a metaphysician like that? A joyful, carefree heart is one of the most valuable assets in demonstrating health and wholeness. Exalted joy is coordinate with gratitude and praise. I am carries us forth to be grateful. If we're doing all this work in life and we can't get to the place where we are grateful, even for the things that don't feel good, it's going to be lonely. Nobody likes a sour metaphysician. Exalted joy is coordinate with gratitude and praise, and it is the consciousness abounding in gratitude and praise that directly relates us to God so that we may be awakened and thrilled with the creative impulses of divine mind. That's kind of like the chicken and the egg. Which came first? Well, you have to be grateful, and then you are awakened, and as you are awakened, then you become more grateful. And then you know that the kingdom is yours. Do you realize that? The kingdom is yours. And so you awaken that and go out and do good deeds, do good works. In biblical times, we see each successive leader with his group of associates rising higher in consciousness than his predecessors. So in an individual consciousness, each step forward in spiritual growth is just a more nearly perfect blossoming of an idea drawn out of the superconsciousness by an innate desire of the soul. Abraham was great, but David was a strong spiritual leader. Yet David, with all his love and his wisdom, came nowhere near measuring up to Jesus' standard of life. And remember, and metaphysically, when we look at who these people are, that they live in each one of us in consciousness. I am Abraham. I am David. I am the Christ in potential. You are the Christ in potential when you wake up to who you are, right? Your supreme demonstration, however, is gaining dominion over yourself. Can you see that? Gaining dominion over yourself. And when we gain dominion over ourselves, and we gain dominion over our thinking and feeling nature, and we can focus those things, then we become God in expression. Because the fullness of God lives in you. The fullness of God lives in you. In 1927, Unity printed a booklet that said, God, our support. That was the title of it. All things whatsoever ye shall ask in prayer, believing ye shall receive. Whatever you ask for, you can get if you believe. And then ask this question, do you believe? Whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell securely and shall be quiet without fear of evil. Without fear of evil. Evil is that untruth, that good that becomes covered up in sense perceptions. Quiet without fear. To understand what life is this week, I've been pondering what is the opposite of life, and I seem to think I've come to a new understanding, and I haven't even given it voice yet, so I'm going to give it voice this morning. You can see how it feels for you, and this doesn't have to be true for you. But most of my life, I have believed this idea that the opposite of love is fear. But I've been awakened to this idea that the opposite of love is indifference. And that may have been a gift from one of you. I'm not sure where it came from. But the opposite of love is indifference. But the opposite of life is fear, I think. Because when we are locked in the chains of fear, we stop living. Because life is unafraid. Life knows who life is. Life knows what it is called to be. Life reaches out, and life is flowing through us. It's a river. It is a river. And when we are afraid, we try to dam that river up. Have you ever seen a pool of stagnant water? It doesn't smell very good. It's not crystal clear, is it? There's lots of death and decay. And I know for a fact, because I hear it back here someplace, that each and every one of you is called into life, is called into living, is called to do a certain thing, to explore a journey, a path, a expansiveness of consciousness, to live and to love and to celebrate and to do good work. And I don't know what that good work is for you. I know what it is for me. I got to stand up and I got to talk. Try to make some sense of what is being revealed to me. You know, Reverend Sean told me, he goes, you must sit in the fact that a good portion of what you're supposed to do as a minister is to sit on a rock and then get up and tell people what you've heard, to inspire them, to be the love they are, to be the Christ you are. And then we have to connect these dots and understand how your life impacts my life, and my life impacts yours, and how yours impacts your family, and how those children go out into the world and they impact everyone else, because we are connecting the dots. We are connecting these moments of life and of love and of joy so that we might create peace. And in full disclosure with you, my friends, November was a very difficult month for me. A very difficult month for me. And there were moments that I doubted this calling. And yesterday I went to see the movie Trolls with my nephew and my sister, and it's delightful. But I love boy bands, and it's all about troll boy bands. So if you're into boy bands, go see the movie Trolls. But after I got done, I had this hankering that, like, okay, I am supposed to go to the Habitat Restore. That's one of my favorite places to visit. They know me by name. But I needed to go there. And I did not know why. Because you know what I need right now? There's not a thing I need. There is not another thing that I need, except I did need a piece of plywood, because I wanted to take the plywood because I'm going to cut out the shape of a shark, because I'm helping the Tiller School prepare their Christmas float. What does a shark have to do with that? Well, their spring play is going to be Finding Nemo. And so I was going to make a shark and hang it upside down, the tail up, and then wrap it with Christmas lights so it turns into a Christmas tree. Isn't that cool? So I went, and they had the perfect piece of plywood, and I'm carrying it out. And Christian, who works there, who knows me by name, he's like, "Oh, Mr. Todd, I've already sold that, and I forgot to put a sold sign on it." Of course you have. And then the lady that he's talking to turns to me. First time this has happened since I have lived here, and I've been here for February will be 4 years. And this woman says, "You're the minister at Unity." Yes, I am. And, and then I steel myself because sometimes when things start like that, they don't go well. Yes, I am. I've been listening to you on Facebook. We just moved here from Florida. I was introduced to Unity when I was in Hawaii by Reverend Sky St. John. Did you know Reverend Sky? Yes. Well, I knew of him. He touched my life. He showed me that there are, he and a lot of other ministers that I used to watch, showed me that there are many ways to do this thing called ministry. And to remind people of who they are in this restaurant of life. So they've just moved here, but they haven't made it to the church yet, but they want to come to the church. They're out of town today. They had to go to Thanksgiving in Raleigh, where they have family. But they've been in Unity now for more than 30 years, and they knew who I was, and they know who you are. Because I got inspired in the mid-2000s to make sure that our service was online in addition to being in person, because I used to watch sermons from Hawaii while living in Greensboro. We get to connect the dots. And when we connect the dots, we see how life expands. And when life expands, love expands. So stop being afraid. Do what you're called to do and do it loudly and with joy. And stop ordering the unfulfilling sandwich, even if everyone else at your table orders that. Because you know what? You know they're going to complain. We have all the time in the world. No. We have all the time in spirit. Our time here is limited. Make the most of it. And be life. And so it is. I love you, friends. Thanks.
Wow. Rev Todd, thank you. Thank you. That phrase you said, the opposite of love is indifference, and the opposite of life is fear. That one stuck for me. Thank you so much for your wisdom. Wow. Our time here is limited, so let's celebrate what we have. Make the choices towards love and life. The bird in the tall oak tree, the bright sun shining on me, the rainbow after each tragedy. Let us celebrate life. The peace that makes me sing, the love that we freely give, the pain, the tears, the brand new me. Let us celebrate life. Let us celebrate life. Let us celebrate life. I came to live while I'm alive. Let us celebrate life. Let us celebrate life. Let us celebrate life. I give thanks and praise that I'm alive. So let us celebrate life. Every day and its hopes and dreams, the seasons, blessings and blessings, every loss, every birth, everything. Let us celebrate life. That's when we hold each other really close and say thank you. And I want you to sing for me, thank you. You ready? Thank you for the fact that I'm breathing. Thank you for the beat in my heart. Thank you for the freedom to live. Let us celebrate life. You want to sing thank you for me again? Here we go. Thank you that I can dance and walk. Thank you that I can sing and talk. Thank you that I can see. Let us celebrate life. We're going to continue giving thanks. Here we go. Thank you for my family. Thank you for the job that pays me. Thank you for this able body. Let us celebrate life. Thank you, God, for this life.